Honestly, you'd think this undercap is stapled to my forehead with how often I wear it. It'll take you less than 10 minutes to make one for yourself too. So here's what you'll need. You're gonna need your favorite undercap. This is how they look. These are both the tie-back versions, but the one that I'm wearing right now is the tube-style undercap. I'm gonna show you guys both versions. Second of all, you're gonna need some lace trim. I decided to use this 1.5 inch wide lace trim. You can also go thinner if you want less peeking out under your hijab. Your lace trim must be stretchy, or else when you sew it to your undercap and you try to put it on, the stitches will snap. Ideally, your lace trim will match the color of your undercap, like they do here, but this brown and the top color that I'm wearing do not match. But honestly, it doesn't really matter once you put your hijab on because nobody can really see the difference. Number 3, you're also gonna need some all-purpose thread. Number 4, you're gonna need a medium weight jersey needle for your sewing machine. I recommend the sizes 80-12 or 70-10. Jersey needles have a rounded tip instead of a sharp tip the way that a universal needle does. The jersey needle is designed to slide in between the knit composition of jersey or stretchy fabrics. If you use a universal needle, you might face problems like skipping stitches or damaging your lace or your undercap while you're sewing. And number 5, make sure you use short dressmaker pins. Look for 0.4, 0.5 millimeters in diameter. This will make sure you won't snag your lace or your undercap while you're pinning. For the tie-back version, I started off by folding my undercap in half evenly, and then also taking my lace and folding it in half as well. My lovely head is in this shot. I added pins to the front center of the undercap, and then also to the center of the lace trim, so that I could center them evenly. I then aligned them together and pinned all the way around the front part of the undercap, taking care to line them up without stretching either of them. I chose to overhang around half of the lace trim, but you can choose however much you want to have sticking out and just have that overhang over the front end of the undercap. I used my straight pins and pinned all the way around, and for the ends, I folded them under so that there is this seamless transition from the lace to the ties on both sides. This is how it should look, all pinned and ready to go. I set my machine to a 2mm wide narrow zigzag stitch, and I switched my needle to a jersey needle. It's extremely important to use a zigzag stitch because it will stretch with your stretchy undercap when you wear it. A regular straight stitch will snap when you try to put your undercap on, so make sure you change your stitch setting. I sewed all the way down, taking care to feel where the undercap front edge was to make sure that I caught it. To stop the trim from lifting, I sewed again around the front edge of the undercap, but this time I was 1/8 of an inch away from that flappy edge. For the tube style, it's honestly pretty similar. I didn't actually pin this one beforehand. I just carefully lined up my lace under the machine before sewing, and I used that same narrow zigzag stitch setting. I just trimmed the excess and overlapped some of the trim at the back and finished sewing. Again, it's extremely important to not stretch the lace trim or the undercap while you're sewing. It will mess up the front of your undercap. This is how it looks after sewing the first row, and I just repeated the second row to stop that flap from coming up again. This is the finished product. I was so obsessed that I made it in 3 different colors to pair with all of my hijab colors.